Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Wake your ass up, fool. John Jay and Rich. What's crack-a-lack? And this is the big boss dog, Snoopy Deagle Double Jizzle. Bang, boom, what you gonna do? John Jay and Rich. We're not talking about Ren 1010. We're not talking about Lassie. It's the one and only dog, y'all. The classy, sassy, big Snoop Deagle Double Jizzle. In your face to be and in the place to be. And you're listening to John Jay and Rich. Wake your ass up, fool.
John Jay and Rich. Our phone number is 877-937-1047. The text line, you text JJR, and whatever you want to say to us, to the number 96893. Here is a text from a 480 number referencing the new couples podcast that dropped yesterday. John Jay and Rich, snooze fest, couples therapy, snooze fest. My bad, sorry.
What?
I thought it was really good.
I liked
Not
it.
according to this person, snooze fest. Actually, this is the first one I've read that was negative. I got a lot of positive feedback.
Yeah,
on
you
it.
should.
Yeah.
Now, you were laid back. I could tell that it was the afternoon for you, and you were much more chill than you are in here. But I liked hearing that side. I thought it was cool.
I think it's always fun hearing you guys talk. Like any of you, when I'm hearing you talk and I'm not with you, it's like I get to eavesdrop on this conversation, and it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it was like you're kind of like listening in on what the Van Esses do, like planning their dinner. Because I was listening to like the level of restaurant that you were talking about eating at, the healthy, like you're like Peter Jungle Kava or
you mean
or
with Dutch
Chipotle,
called?
yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was like listening in on like what happens at night at the Van Ness house.
If you got that far, you listened to the whole thing then.
Yeah, I listened to the whole thing.
Oh, wow. Did you get the part where Blake didn't have her headphones plugged in?
It was hilarious to me. I didn't know I was supposed to plug them in. And she kept on calling them microphone. I didn't know I was supposed to plug in my microphone.
I know. It's like you would think that, your husband is in this business, you would know something about it, but no, she did not. I did get a message this morning saying you didn't talk about the big fight. And I said, yeah, because nobody asked about it. That's, we were answering the questions that people were messaging about. But, the thing is, next week it's Kyle, then we're going to rotate, then it'll be Nick and his wife, then Grant and his wife, and then it'll go back to Rich and Stacy, then Peyton and Kadeem, and then Blake and me again. So it's going to be rotating every single Sunday. So it's the couples podcast, and you can get it on demand. John Jay and Rich on demand. Now let's get to something extremely important. I got so excited about this, big time, is that Easton was riding a bike.
Yeah. Come on, let's
I
go.
saw that video yesterday. I got all excited.
Me too. So I shared with you guys that I bought him a bike because when he was 6, we tried riding a bike. He fell and he refused to get back on the bike. And he said, I don't want to ride a bike now. I'll do it when I'm 7. So he is 7 now. He'll be 8 in just a month. And I kept telling him like, hey, what do you think about getting back on that bike? And he was refusing until I bought a bike because his other one basically broke. It was too small.
New one looks cool.
It was a cool bike. I actually found it used at this bike store where I got a little bit mom-shamed for having an almost 8-year-old who doesn't know how to ride a bike. But just used that as motivation. And this weekend I was like, okay, we're going to go out. We're going to go to the park. We're going to get on some grass. So if you fall, it's not going to be a big deal. It'll just be like a plush landing. Like, no worries. And the thing is he's been riding. You guys know those little tiny Strider bikes that they give toddlers, and they're like probably like 1.5 feet high, maybe, and they ride them. There's no pedals on them. He's been riding that. He's way too big for it, but I kept telling him, you've been riding the Strider bike, so your balance, the balance of a bike. Instead of putting your feet down and using those to move, just pedal the pedals on the bike. So we get to the park, and he's so scared. And I don't know. He's my most cautious child. I know the second child is supposed to be the wild one, but he is definitely not. So we get to the park and he starts kind of going, and then Scott goes behind him and is holding on, and then does the thing where he lets go, and Easton doesn't know he had let go.
That's when I crashed into the car.
And he's just going.
Right.
And he's going. And we're like, you're going. This is amazing.
You can see his face. He's
And
like
he's
so happy.
so proud of himself. And it was such like it was like almost the same feeling as when he like took his first steps. You know, it was like that type of milestone where I got so emotional and I'm like, how many more of these little milestones do I get? Because I know there's not very many more of them. And I was just so proud that he like overcame the fear and he did it. So he is riding a bike. We went for a family bike ride last night, and it was just the most amazing thing. I was like, this
Good
is
for
a dream.
him.
Congratulations.
That's amazing.
So good job,
for you
Easton.
guys. I loved watching that video. I actually went back and like double commented because I was like, look at his smile. Like
He's
it is
so
just like
proud of himself.
from ear to ear. That was so cute. And then like seeing your story of them all riding the bike, and then you're just so happy and at peace. I loved it. It
You know,
made me
it's-
feel so good.
It's funny with the youngest kid because when Dutch, my youngest kid, was 6, he had a birthday party and he only wanted Kyle and Fish at the birthday party. Right? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So they came to his party, right? And now Dutch was at the University of Arizona on Saturday, like touring the school and doing all this stuff. There was all these things going on. And his brother, Jake, oldest brother, came home this weekend. So Dutch stayed at Jake's apartment. And what happened? A huge party broke out of
my
Dutch's.
boy.
Of course.
Dutch had 40 people in Jake's apartment.
Of course.
Oh my goodness.
40 people and had a party upstairs. Like I'm like thinking of Kyle teaching the Easton how to ride a bike, and I'm thinking of Dutch's 6-year birthday party when Kyle and Fish came over before they had kids, and I'm looking at this little guy and I'm like, what happened? And then yesterday he comes home yesterday. And something was wrong with my TV. I couldn't get it right, so I had to reboot it. So I turned off everything, which turned off the Wi-Fi. And I hear Dutch yell, "Dad, you turn off the Wi-Fi?" I'm like, yeah. The Masters are on. What are you doing? Why would you turn off the Wi-Fi and the Masters are on? And I was like, I don't know. I didn't know we were a golf family. I didn't know we were watching the Masters, you know? But the Masters is big in your
That
house,
was
too.
the only thing that was on all weekend. In fact, I knew this was going to happen, and so I should have not let it get to me, but like Scott just disappears so he can watch the Masters, and he's like gone. And then when he realizes he can come back in and watch it because nobody's in the living room, I walked out at the very moment, at the end of the tournament when this happens.
The long journey is over. McIlroy has his masterpiece.
And Scott is on the couch and he's in tears.
He was just so happy.
Well, he won the quad or whatever they call
He
it.
loves Rory McIlroy, and Rory McIlroy has been trying to win the Masters for like 20 years or something like crazy like that. And this like cemented his legacy in golf history because he won the Grand Slam. So he's won every major now. And there's only, I think, 7 other golfers who have
less than
ever
that.
done that.
Okay.
It's only 5 other golfers that have
Is
done
Tiger
that.
Woods one of them?
Yeah.
You know what's funny about golf is like, this is just my non-athletic observation. Like they put on the green jacket, they put on a baseball cap, right? They call it a grand slam. Like, do they want to be baseball? Like, they got all these baseball terms.
See, yeah, I called it the quad. It's not the quad. It's the Grand Slam.
Right.
Yeah, I saw that. And I was like, I actually thought that was tennis. I was like, oops.
Also, they call it a grand slam.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I saw Scott wearing his Masters jacket. I was dying.
You know that guy, I think his name is Jim Nance, right? He's the announcer, and he's the guy that said, he goes, Rory McIlroy has his masterpiece. That he practices what to say about all these people if they do win, because that piece of audio will be played over and over and over again.
That's
So
smart.
like he practiced, Rory McIlroy just won his masterpiece, like that line.
The long journey is over. McIlroy has his masterpiece.
Like he practiced that for McIlroy.
The
He
long
practiced
journey is
another
over.
one for the
For
other guy.
Rose, the
He
guy
practiced
that-
another one
yeah.
so that those clips will be replayed for forever. Because what is that thing? 50 years old, the Masters, or probably 100 years old? I
It'd
don't
be
know.
cool to see what he had written for the other ones and
Yeah.
have him do it on our show.
Yeah.
Very cool. Anyway, congratulations, Kyle Unfug, on Easton.
Easton has his
Congratulations on Rory McIlroy. And if you want to hear the couples podcast, you can get it on the on demand. John D. Rich on demand. It's Blake and I answering a bunch of questions.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Wherever you get podcasts.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.